Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season number 7 of the RFL. I'm going to make sure the audio is down. So, season number 7 of the RFL Legends Dynasty, head coach Montana State. To start off with, I'm going to go ahead and throw on a clip of the recruits we brought in last season just so you guys can kind of get an idea. Our first ever 5-star cornerback has signed with us, so he's going to be an immediate impact guy for us, Lester. Lester Mack, I think is his name without looking at it. So very, very excited about this season and how it's going to shape up and end up going. So looking at all-time record here, so 8-6 in season number 1, 10-3 season 2, 9-4, 8-5, 7-6. So we went through like a 3-year stretch where we just gradually got worse. Really 4 years, 10, 9, 8, 7. Then we spike up to 10-3 last year. The good news is we bring back a lot of guys that I wasn't really expecting. We lost pretty much all our linebackers. We lost our corners. We lost our wide receiver 1. We lost our left tackle. Lost our right guard. We lost a lot of valuable pieces. Obviously, the guys that got us to 10 wins last year. But we bring back a ton this year. And we actually only have 7 seniors on this roster, which I think is huge. Now, where I'm going to be a little bit worried is the fact that if these guys decide to leave early for the draft or transfer or something like that, I'm going to be in trouble. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll go ahead and kind of take a look at the roster. Starting with the quarterback position, Corey Berry. Now, the guy here, how this all kind of shaped up was I recruited Trevor Roach, who was, I believe, a 4-star guy out of high school. And then he gets here, and he's got normal dev tree. And if you look at his ratings, his throw under pressure, 79, and then deep throw accuracy, 78. So it's not good. And see, he's maxed out. He can't get any better than what he is right now. He cannot progress. On the flip side of that, and kind of when I realized what I was getting with Trevor, I was like, well, I've got to get a quarterback that can throw the ball deep. So I go get a 5-star quarterback, scrambler. Now, I'm not a big scrambler guy, but this guy has made me into one who still has room to progress on accuracy and throw power, trucking, stuff like that. So lots of potential there. He's got good badges. So Corey Berry is going to be our starting quarterback here. Very, very rough season number 1, 23 interceptions, 35 interceptions, 23 touchdowns, 3,600 yards. Night and day difference. And season 2, his sophomore year, 30 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, 21, only sacked 21 times, 275 completions. So a lot less moving the ball downfield, a lot less rack, but higher completion percentage, less interceptions. That's really all we can ask for. Running back position, Nick Trainer, sophomore. Redshirt sophomore, and then Marcus Joy, another sophomore. These are going to be my go-to guys. Marcus Joy is receiving back. Nick Trainer's an elusive back, so you got a runner. You got a receiver guy back there. No real power backs here. I don't have a power back at all. So Marcus Joy, 6 foot, 180 pounds, is my power back. You can even throw in Nick Trainer at 190. So they feed really, really well off of each other. That works out perfectly for us. No one's going to get too banged up, too injured. These guys both, I think they both had like 8 rushing touchdowns last year. I know Joy had 3 receiving. Trainer probably had another 2 or 3 to himself. So feed really, really well off of each other, and it's a solid, 2-back setup. Receiving wise, we don't really have just any game changers. Most of these guys are going to be physical attributes. He's redshirted. So everyone that's going to play besides Ignu is actually a physical guy. 6'3", 190, 6'2", 210, or 201, 213, 6'4", 210, 6'5", 193. My deep threat, 6'3", 196 pounds, 97 speed with 893 acceleration. So he's probably going to be my workhorse, my slot guy a little bit, and then of these guys, every single one of them are 4 stars or better, which is what I'm really, really proud of. Same with my linebacker course. I'll get to that in a minute. All my receivers are 4 stars, so I've always had good receiver talent brought in. Tight end, until recently, last couple of years, I didn't really have anybody. You got 4-star with Pacheco. You got a 4-star with McChesney, or Chesney, however you want to say it. And then another 4-star actually this year with Clapp that I brought in that I want him to play, but he's just not quite there yet. So tight ends, I'm set here. 3 juniors, 2 sophomores, 3 freshmen, all across the board. I finally got some tight ends I can utilize this year. Left tackle, starting left tackle, pass protector, Andrew Mamula is going to be the dude getting the starting nod at the left tackle position. Left guard, we got 2 guys that are both sophomores, pretty much the same here. I actually might need to start Yates just because he's a little bit faster and he pulls a whole lot more, but he's not as great of a pass blocker, so we'll kind of have to play with that and see what makes sense for us. At the center position, we've got Ty Hurt, we've got Quincy Browning, and Gage Washington. Gage Washington is definitely not going to play. I think we're going with Ty Hurt for now, maybe Quincy Browning when we need some pass guys. That's, again, kind of just depends on who we're playing and the style of play I'm going to be playing with that game. Right guard, Stephen Blair's actually out for the year. I don't know how you tear your Achilles and you're out 32 weeks before we even play a game, but that's neither here nor there. So Stephen Ty will get the starting nod at the right guard position. And then right tackle, I think we're going with Jamal Montgomery. It might actually be Hepburn because I need that pass protectors on the outside. Don't really do too much running to the outside. I'm more inside zone, blast, counter, power, stuff like that. So I can live with having some pass protectors on the outside. So that kind of recaps the offense. If we flip this, look at the defense, I've got some good guys in my front 7. So Greg Agood and Wayne Ali, and then throw in Tim Skaggs. It's a very, very solid left end spot. All 3 of those guys, you got senior, junior, sophomore. So pretty much I've got my guy this year, I've got my guy next year, and I got my guy the year after that. Right end position, pretty similar, except they're all sophomores. So I've got my guy for this year, next year, and the year after that. And if he leaves early, I got him. If he leaves early, I got him. So I'm kind of set for the next 3 years at the right end position. And then D-tackle, same thing. I'm young here, so I'm set for the next 3 years with all of these guys for sure. Left outside linebacker, right middle linebacker, and right outside linebacker. Last year, I lost my starting middle linebacker before the season got here. He was a first-round draft pick, so I had to play without the best recruit I've ever had in Bill Thrasher. He leaves early for the draft, so then I'm left with 2 guys that were seniors last year that I had to replace, and then, as you can see, I've got Marco Avery. He's going to be a senior. I've got Paul Ritter, who's going to be a sophomore this year, and then Clint E. So those are my dudes that came in and played as true freshmen last year. This year, they're kind of my leaders in the linebacker corps along with Avery. But to tag team these guys, I've got a plethora of freshmen that are going to come in and have an immediate impact. Javante Treble, I believe I picked him up out of the portal. Don't quote me on that. I know it says freshman, but for some reason I was thinking he was a portal pickup. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of this guy. So he could play some. Don't expect him to play a lot until maybe next year. Paul Ritter, of course, my sophomore. And then we got Jamerson Ellington, who I think is a 4, maybe 5-star. He's a 4-star. Okay. So Jamerson Ellington and Juan Dobbins, those are going to be my 2 guys. Another 2 true freshmen that get a lot of snaps. And then Juan Peters, I can play him if I need to. Going to try to redshirt him if I can. Right outside linebacker, we got Clint Ease. So lots of run stopper guys here and lots of fast dudes as well. 85, 91, 86. Left outside linebacker is 96, and then right outside linebacker is 85. So I've got some speed at the running back or linebacker position. Most of these guys are run stoppers. I got 1 guy that's pass coverage with Avery, so I can use these guys and use their quickness to my advantage and hopefully get some stops there. Stopping the run game is crucial in this league. The national champion last year, Southern Oregon, ran for 324 yards in the national championship. So we absolutely have to put emphasis on stopping the run game in this dynasty. Cornerback position, this is the guy I was telling you about, Lester Mack. 5-star corner, number 1 corner in his class last year, 6'2", elite dev, 185 pounds. If you look at his ratings, I mean, he's got a lot to go, a lot of upgrades he can get across the board. Doesn't matter. So 80 overall this year. He might be high 80s, 90s maybe next year. He's got 84 zone, 74 man, 75 pressed. Out between you and me this year, he's going to be my cornerback 3 on the depth chart because I've got some dogs that can play some man. Not going to be my slot guy, but I'm running mostly a 3-3-5 defense. So he's going to be my cornerback 3, and then Duggan's going to be my slot guy. So let's go look at my man coverage guys here. I got Mo Wusu, Quincy, that guy, Duggan, that guy, and Richard Warner. Warner was actually a safety for me last year. I moved him down the corner this year. All these guys with 85 and above man, except for Duggan, and that's why he's going to be my slot guy because I'm not running a bunch of man. Or if I am, then I've got my linebacker that can probably help me out there. So zone-wise, not really good zone guys, but that's okay because if I'm able to run man, then it frees me up a ton. So especially with that D-line and linebackers, if I get some pressure, then man coverage is going to be the way I go. Free safety, DeArma, I think is going to be my starting guy. Just kind of a lot better when it comes to play recognition and awareness and stopping the run support, being in run support, 92 tackling, 93 hit power, 86 pursuit. So that's kind of why I went the way I am with Arma. Now, he is a sophomore. If Jamerson Fine progresses well, he could be my starter next year. 4-star elite dev, 80 overall as a freshman, that's going to be a dog. So then, of course, I got 3 other freshmen down here that may or may not ever see the field. Strong safety, I got the Shabazz brothers, Nick and Shaquille. Both of these guys, they're pretty much even across the board. Now, Nick is a little bit slower but has better play rate, better man, and slightly worse zone. So kind of interchangeable here. If you look at tackling, power, pursuit, block shed, just slight edge to Nick in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Shaquille play as well. And then we got Rob Dickey that he probably won't ever see the field, but you never know. I'm going to redshirt him. He's a 4-star impact guy. We'll just kind of see how he progresses. So that's pretty much going to wrap up my squad. I've got some pretty good kickers and punters. Now, kickers and punters, hopefully I don't have to use them that much. But if we do, then oh well. So let's go ahead and check out the schedule and how we're going to stack up. So we've got opening the season with Stanford. Stanford was the semifinals last year, lost to the national champion in the semifinals. I opened the season with them in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I believe. Then we got a user game against North Dakota, who has struggled in this dynasty, I'm not going to lie. At Texas A&M versus Illinois, at Kentucky, USC at home, at Florida in the Swamp. Really looking forward to that one. Then I actually get 3 straight user games. Southern Oregon, defending champion, Jacob with South Dakota State, and then X-Ray with Ferris State. That's going to be a really good game. I'm looking forward to it. We get Ole Miss at home, and then we go on the road to Snow College, who won the national championship 2 years ago. But the last 2 times I've played him, I think I outscore him 100-14, something like that. So he's definitely got it out for me. And these last 5 games of the season are ultimately what's going to make or break my season. Respectfully, I'm not too worried about North Dakota here. So I could see myself being a 7-0 going into this matchup, which I think when I played him last year, we were both undefeated as well. So my goals for this season is to make the playoffs. It's going to be very tough with having these user games at the end of the season. I'm going to have to lock in, and I can't lose more than 2 of them. Really don't want to lose more than 1. So I need my revenge on Southern Oregon, and I need to come out clean these last 3. So 10-2 is going to be my goal for this season because users, we're all pretty even skill level here. Teams are pretty much even. Luckily, I get 3 of those 4 at home, so I can live with that. And make the playoffs 10-2. That's my goal for this season. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, I'm Coach Gage, owner of the RFL. Technically, we have 3 owners of the RFL in this league: Wichita State and Snow College as well. And then we've also got Southern Oregon, Ferris State, South Dakota State, North Dakota, Eastern Washington. There's a ton of us, Richmond, Sewanee, you name them. There's a ton of users in this dynasty. They're all going to be doing preview videos as well, just like I am. So be sure to check those out, guys. Show support to all of our coaches. Find a coach that you like. Stick with them, support him. We'll be streaming these games on Twitch and on YouTube, so you'll have some stuff to look forward to. But appreciate you guys checking out the Legends Dynasty. Check out our Gladiators Dynasty, which is basically the same thing but on Xbox. And until College Football 26, we are going to rock with Montana State. So hope you guys support us and support the RFL. We'd really appreciate it. So be sure to hit that subscribe button.